Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh, Shemi, Oshaba, Hashemi, Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with a World War III daily update. And Shalom and salutations to you as well. This thing is escalating. Nobody knows it because the mainstream media is keeping locks on it. But the little offensive, the little counter offensive has began, is what they're saying. So we'll see how that turns out. Let's see. Joel 3, start right here. And 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about. This next part has to do with the angels, right? But, hey, this thing is escalating, okay? Absolutely escalating. So, let me see. We have this, but what I want to do, Salaki, I want to check this out. Let's look at a couple of headlines quickly. Red alert. This is a full spectrum with Skeletor. Full spectrum survival. This is today. Or was it yesterday? I don't know. Today. Oh, this is what I watched today. Well, let's look real quick. Let's take a quick look. Today's the 31st. Okay. I keep thinking it's the 1st. Red alert. The attack has started. What attack? And look at this. Operation Typhoon. That's typhoon? Is it typhoon? That's not how you spell typhoon. Typhoon. Typhoon is with 2 O's without an E. So typhoon? What is that? Because if we look into what Operation Typhoon actually is, all right, and we'll do that. Let's see, where's this guy? Okay, we'll come back to that. Red alert. This is yesterday or late last night. Red alert. Ukraine counterattack to start in days. Russia in for a rude awakening. No, well, apparently it started. We got mixed signals. The attack has started. So which one? Typhoon. Let's type that in. Operation Typhoon or Typhoon. Let's see what comes up. Let's go with phone. See? I don't see nothing that says Typhoon. Right? So apparently that was either his mistake or whatever. Let me see. They only put it once. So now, what is Operation Typhoon? Right? It goes back to World War II. Why does it say 1941? Let's take a look at what Operation Typhoon is. Okay? Because it's just Operation Typhoon. It goes back to World War I, which is crazy. The Battle of what? Moscow. What? This article is about the 1941 battle. All right. For other uses, see, Battle of Moscow, okay, was a military campaign that consisted of 2 periods of strategically significant fighting on a 600-kilometer sector of the Eastern Front during World War II between September 41 and January 42. The Soviet defensive effort frustrated Hitler's attack. So what's going on? If you don't understand that the so-called Ukrainians are a bunch of Nazis, you don't understand what war is being fought over there. The Soviet defensive effort frustrated Hitler's attack on Moscow. All right? The German strategic offensive named Operation Typhoon, What the hell is going on? Why is this guy saying Operation Typhoon? Where's that at? Here? That's Odyssey. Here. Listen to this. Listen to what he says. Okay? It's not typhoon. It's typhoon. Listen to what he says.
Remain on high alert. Operation Typhoon has been put into force.
What? Why are they calling it Operation Typhoon? All right, well, let's explain why. No, new under the sun. All right, these witches, they know exactly what they're doing. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Let's read it right here. History, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 in the NLT. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And there it is. What has been done will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Typhoon? For real? Okay, so that's what's going on. They say that the counteroffensive, aptly named between the Nazis and the Russians, called Operation Typhoon, World War III, 2023, has began. So we're going to go here 3 hours ago, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, featuring the voice of reason, Battlefield Ukraine. Russia hammers Ukraine's staging areas. That's a good place to start. Take it away, voice.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. So we received additional intelligence about what occurred in Kiev over the last 24 hours. In fact, we are hearing now that it was not a Russian cruise missile attack upon Kiev. It was not a Russian drone attack upon Kiev. Apparently, Ukrainian soldiers, Ukrainian air defense personnel were smoking in a non-smoking area near the Patriot missile battery, and one of the Ukrainian soldiers tossed a cigarette in an area that he wasn't supposed to toss a cigarette, which apparently led to the destruction of the Patriot missile battery, unfortunately. So we got to get those Ukrainian soldiers not to smoke near Patriot missile batteries. Additionally, we understand the Ukrainian counteroffensive is going to start in 15 seconds. We have very good word that in 13 seconds, the Ukrainian counteroffensive is going to start. 8 seconds away from the Ukrainian counteroffensive. 4, 3, 2, 1. Apparently, the Ukrainian counteroffensive has been paused. And once we get a new date and time of the planned Ukrainian counteroffensive, we will absolutely share it with you.
Wait a minute. Is this Tuesday, War and Rumors of War Tuesday? Because I'm confused right now. Everybody's saying something different.
Again, back to our initial report about the Ukrainian soldiers smoking in Kiev near Patriot missile batteries. Definitely don't want to do that. Definitely do not want to smoke next to Patriot missile batteries. All right, all kidding aside, look, That's what that other guy does. And he gets, what does he have, like 600,000 views or 600,000 subscribers, something like that. It's interesting. Very interesting how that works. Anyway, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. Maybe. If not, oh well. So again, as we had talked about yesterday, we continue to see these Russian missile strikes upon targets throughout Ukraine. We are seeing airfields being hit. We are seeing supply depots being hit. We are seeing targets in the city of Kiev being hit. We are seeing Patriot missile batteries being hit. We are seeing intelligence headquarters being hit by Russian forces. And again, a lot of this is not being discussed at all in the mainstream media. I mean, we have seen a significant up-tempo campaign over the last 48 hours by the Russians against targets throughout Ukraine. And essentially, the mainstream media here in the United States is silent. And
I would suppose that after the whole drone strike or the drone swarms and whatever happened, no matter who did it, if it was a Fast Freddy, right, and Vlad did that to himself so that they can do what they're doing now, it doesn't really matter. If Ukraine did it, here's the effects, right? If the Ukraine did it, you would think that was the beginning of Operation, whatever they're calling. This guy is saying Operation Typhoon. That happened in 41. If this is Operation Typhoon and they're not doing anything, I think I trust this guy, the voice of reason, and not just idle propaganda that should have came out yesterday, which is Tuesday, Wars and Rumors of War Tuesday. So, sounds like whatever happened with the drone strike, that Russia is getting some get back right now behind that. Okay, the drone strike really didn't do anything.
the only real information, well, I don't want to say it's real information. The information we get from Ukraine is that yes, Russian launched the largest kamikaze drone strike in the war thus far, and the Ukrainians shot down 100% of the drones. Yes, the Russians launched a massive cruise missile strike, and the Ukrainians shot down 100% of the cruise missiles. But that's...
So this is a war of propaganda. Okay, certainly rumors, right? What the hell? Who's winning? All right.
not quite exactly what happened. So the Ukrainians aren't going to report it, and here in the mainstream media in the West, it's not being reported as well. So what I believe is happening is the Russians are targeting these munitions that are being brought in to Ukraine, and they're doing a fairly effective job at destroying these weapon systems that the West is handing over, that that NATO and the United States is bringing in for the Ukrainians. Because again, the Ukrainians believed at least 2 months ago that an anticipated counteroffensive was going to start before the end of spring. Now we're heading into. I mean, we're going to be hitting June here in a day or two.
We in June.
What is it, tomorrow? So again, it's just the reporting on this conflict is just bad. It's just really, really bad. And then you look at even the a lot of the content that's provided on social media, whatever you look at, YouTube, what have you. Again, a lot of what you see, a lot of what you hear is Slava Ukraine on an endless loop. There's not much substance to the coverage of the conflict. It's again a great propagandized effort to make it appear that the Ukrainians are winning the conflict. Now, I would say they have been able to thwart a lot of Russian objectives. A lot of Russian objectives have not been accomplished because of the Ukrainian military and because of the ongoing efforts by the United States and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization to provide weapons and intelligence to the Ukrainian military. Okay, but at the same time, the Russians just in the last a couple of weeks have defeated the Ukrainian military near Bakhmut. They've seized control of Bakhmut. The Russians still maintain the land corridor from Russia proper to the Crimea. They still control vast areas of eastern Ukraine. And we anticipate that is going to be the status quo for some time until we see the Russians actually start to launch their own large-scale operations. So right now you're seeing the Russians prep and prepare the battlefield. We're seeing a lot of airstrikes, cruise missile strikes, drone strikes against Ukrainian targets. Now look, a lot of that is to prevent a possible Ukrainian counteroffensive. And thus far, the Ukrainians have yet to launch that counteroffensive. I mean, we've seen operations in the past, Kherson, fairly successful. That was essentially a Russian withdrawal, but nonetheless, they took control of large areas that the Russians controlled, including the city of Kherson. And then finally, the actual military operation east of Kharkiv, in which the Russians were forced to withdraw from this area highlighted in green. So there's been successes on both sides. There's been failures on both sides, and we anticipate we will continue to see this back and forth swing in the conflict. And again, additionally, as I talked about before, we believe the Russians are preparing for something fairly significant in the not too distant future, but they're not telegraphing it like what you're seeing from Ukraine right now. So that's kind of where we set for today. We will continue to watch. We will continue to report.
All right, that's pretty good reporting. All right, and pretty evenly balanced, I believe. So we'll end it right there. What does this say? It says that, slowly, incrementally, if you will, this thing is not going away. All right. So how do we get out of here? The ever-ready Revelation 11 and 14 says, the second woe is past. Well, you know what? What is this referring to today? The second woe, that's World War II. Apparently, is dealing with Operation Typhoon. Right? And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. You got to do something new, man. All right? The Operation Typhoon is starting in 15 seconds. 9, 7, 6, 5. I don't know how to count. All right, so anyway, the third woe cometh quickly. World War III will be here very soon, the way things are going. Keep poking the bear, right? And we'll see how quickly the pocket nukes, the tactical nukes come out. Apparently that's what they're trying to get them to do, is to detonate some sort of tactical nuclear device so that they can say, hey, look what they did, right? With no provocation. Anyway, with that, we'll see you tomorrow. We hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and sisters, with that shalom.